Okay, Eternal Strands. I started this game. I'm at chapter 3. And the issue, and I'm restarting the game. The issue that I had is it's a me issue. If you've watched any of my other videos, I like to have missions in their own video. I can't really do that with this game because of the way missions are set up. And it was annoying me, and I realized I'm the problem, so I'm restarting the game to play it the way it's meant to be played. It's not meant to be played the way I play games. But it's such a good game. Yes, if I start, I will overwrite. I'm fine with that. It's a good game, so I don't want to miss out on it. I am, however, going to focus quest-wise, main quests first. A normal mode. So let's get into this. When Weavers born in the next era ask what we were willing to risk wrangling these capricious lands into hearth and home.
The Enclave was once the heart of magical development and trade for practitioners of magic all across the Maida Basin. Not all Weavers claimed it as their home, but those that did built a legacy of progress, constructs, and innovation. The likes of which have not been seen since the Surge, almost half a century ago, when a cascade of arcane disasters racked the Maida, and without warning, the Enclave sealed itself away behind a magical wall known as the Veil. Rich and powerful leaders were wounded and killed. Decades of war broke out. Every nation suffered an economic collapse. The world is calmer now, but magic has been shunned, taking the blame for decades of unrest. Weavers remain pariahs to this day. Most places tolerate us if we don't stay too long. While some Weavers remember what it was like before the Surge, I've never known a time when Weavers had a home. I chose this life years ago, but I'd be lying if I said it has lived up to all I hoped it would be. Still, my luck might be changing. A few weeks ago, I began traveling with a new Weaver band. Now, they've brought me here, where it all began. Oh.
Thanks.
Brynn! Over here! What do you think?
When you told me that joining your band meant I'd see the Veil, I wasn't picturing this.
No one's been this close in years. The base is shrouded in tangles. Weavers have known about this safe zone in the Veil's shadow for decades, but no one has found a route into it. Until now. You have no idea what I had to do to puzzle out this passage.
I definitely want to hear that story later.
My hope is that we're going to find artifacts from the Enclave itself deeper into the shadow. I'll stay to oversee the camp setup. Why don't you take the preliminary scouting expedition?
Really?
Of course. It's important for the other Weavers to see how you do in the field. The map I bartered for in Tarza suggests there's a watchtower deeper into the valley. Shouldn't be too far from where we are.
That's my first landmark, then?
Yes. It should help us get our bearings before we start the search for the Strand Road. And if you make any discoveries, that will endear you to the band.
For sure. I'd love to find my footing with the rest of them.
I'll act as the watcher on the scry and pull you back if anything gets too dangerous. Just steer clear of the tangles. Any questions before you head out?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to make similar comments. I'm gonna re-upload the other videos. I'm still gonna post them. There might be a lot of rage in there because I'm an idiot. But I'm gonna try to comment on things that I liked about the game that I said in the other videos in case you don't watch the other videos. So I like this aspect. More games need this. I comment all the time whenever I play a video game. The arrow means it progresses the dialogue. These you can say and it won't progress anything, so you can get information. I hate when video games have dialogue trees and you don't know what's going to move you forward with the story and you want to ask and get as much lore and information as you can. I love that this has this. And I mentioned that before, and it's so great. Because now I can ask some questions. You mentioned the road? What is the road?
The Strand Road?
A famous trade route into the Enclave that led straight to Denevron. The hub for bartering magical goods. Before the Surge, caravans used the Strand Road to enter and exit the Enclave with their goods. It's been completely submerged by tangles, unfortunately. Still, if we can get any closer to that passage, we will find rare artifacts lost in the Surge.
Okay. Well, this might be strange, but what is a scry?
I know the scry is a standard device across Weaver bands, but my previous leader, Aaron, didn't really make use of ours.
He sent you on expeditions without it?
I mean, I wore the earpiece, but he didn't exactly stay close to the table at the camp while I was out.
That's incredibly dangerous. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Yeah. Anyway, mind explaining how it works in your Weaver band?
When you go on an expedition, you'll wear the earpiece, which allows me to communicate with you and give directions from the scry table. At the table, everyone will be able to watch your expedition and communicate with you as needed. The last, most important function of the scry is that it allows me to use magic to pull you back to camp when your life is in danger.
Right.
Okay, well that's all I needed to know. Let's head out.
That clears up anything I needed to know. I'll head to the watchtower.
Glad to hear it. You can head out then.
Alright, so we've started the mission, The Veil. Main story quest, current objective, reach the watchtower deeper into the valley. Still feels surreal to write that I'm traveling with Aurea Silverbeak, a Silverbeak's renowned weaver band. Even more so to write that they've brought me to the Veil's shadow, the lands surrounding the Enclave, that have been lost to tangles since the Surge. While the others unload the caravan, Aurea has asked me to do the first expedition. I need to make my way to the watchtower deeper in the valley. Watchtower was built close to the Strand Road, the primary route into the Enclave for caravans importing and exporting magical goods. This famous trade road has been submerged by tangles, but Aurea is hoping we might get closer to it if we can establish the Watchtower as a landmark. It's worth a try. After all, the Strand Road is bound to be littered with artifacts from the Enclave.
I need to reach the watchtower, not head back to the caravan.
Turn around and run back, she says that line. Splash.
No visuals on the scry. Can you hear me?
I can. Some interference, though.
Must be the tangles. Still, strong enough to pull you out like you practiced. Dom?
I'm on it.
So obviously this is the tutorial mission to teach us about our party and our controls. Tangles are these. This smoke, which is a little odd to me. Because tangle makes me think of vines. But it's just this gaseous smoke that'll do damage to us. I guess I shouldn't say, because they're going to tell me that in a second. I'm going to try not to spoil stuff. but clarify things that I learned while playing.
The veil. Even more impressive up close.
Okay. Every now and then you'll have interactables.
Just this should magnify the enchantment, and
Thanks. Got visuals back.
The veil shadow is incredible. Never seen anything like it.
Tangles. Beautiful.
And deadly. Give them a wide berth. The closer you get to the veil, the thicker they'll become.
its shadow is believed to be impenetrable.
Until now.
Okay. So yeah, if you go out there, it just does damage over time. One thing that I don't like about the game is, so I like the climbing aspect. Your character seems to be made of ice. Sometimes you'll just go sliding off of things, and that gets a bit annoying.
Those could be rare exports.
You heard our quartermaster. Break them open.
So you're gonna go on expeditions, which I guess that is a slight spoiler, but it's explaining this part. You're gonna find loot that you need to smash open to get stuff for your camp, which is what she had told us. Well, she didn't say why we were doing it, but we're taking the exports that are left here abandoned and we're using them for our camp. Oh, I didn't know I could actually go down there. So if I miss the jump, I could get back up.
That wall is completely frozen.
This is Weaver's Grasp. It's basically use telekinesis to grab something and throw it. So these are
We
explosive.
should expect enchantments to act strangely this close to the veil.
See those glowing bulbs? Infernal alliums. They combust when broken.
So if I toss one at the wall, its fire will melt the ice.
Brilliant! Best to use kinetic magic to keep clear of the blast.
Okay. So we have telekinesis and the ability to grab and throw. Oh, no, that's our sword. The only thing is, fire spreads. So this game got a lot of influence from Breath of the Wild, which is fine. Fire spreads and also takes time to disappear. So.
Give it a moment to cool. Then you should be able to climb.
Well, that does that. I didn't go up here. I want to see if there's anything up here. Nope. Visible wall. Oh, that's what I mean by being made of ice. Oh, stepped in the tangle. Just kind of slid across the thing. And you can climb on nearly any type of surface, so. I can currently, and as far as I've seen up into chapter 3, I can only carry 3 potions. Another thing I like about the game is if your potions are full but you're injured, she automatically drinks a potion off the ground instead of you having to drink one and then pick it back up off the ground. Because a dislike I have, it's not auto pickup, you have to press a button to pick it up. That's a little qualm for me.
Perfect. Knowing the watchtower's relative position establishes the distance to the Strand Road. You can come back to... What is that?
Coral. There were rumors of a living mineral that grew deep beneath the Enclave's surface. It seems they were true.
There's more of it in that cave. I could take a closer look.
Too risky to deviate from the plan. First outing was just to reach the watchtower.
This is going well. I say we check it out before finishing the expedition.
Okay, now we gotta investigate the cave. Alright. Oh, and you can jump sideways. Yeah, she just kind of slides a lot. And, it gets frustrating at times. And it's just a weird thing for your character to slide.
Beautiful. I've never seen anything like it.
Dan's right about it being a living mineral. I can feel it humming with magic.
Wait, I'm losing...
Aurea?
Brynn, connections back.
Was that a drake?
Yeah.
Pulling you out.
Mira's breath. I knew this was a bad idea.
We can't extract you.
Dharm, fix it. And Lane have tonics on standby for her return.
Okay, just waiting for them to finish talking. So something it doesn't teach you is that you can lock onto enemies. So this first fight, I kind of just swung willy-nilly. Yeah, you can lock on. There's another thing it doesn't teach you. You can parry. I didn't parry any of those. But yes, you can parry and one-shot an enemy. I've made it to chapter 3, and nothing has once told me I could do that. No, I missed it. But you parry and then you leave them up, like leave an opening. I'm talking, so I'm distracted and not doing it at the right time.
Head out of the cave so we can get our bearings.
I do it in the other playthrough, and I didn't know it was a thing because they never once told me up to chapter 3 that there's the ability to parry. So you can do it. As I'm talking when I'm fighting, I might miss a lot. It's just timing properly with I think I actually did it as a dodge, not as a block with my shield. I think I dodged at the perfect moment, so think Wind Waker style. When you dodge at the perfect moment, you can then slice them up. But it's a thing. One of the things that was not taught to me in the in my first playthrough of this. You can break nearly anything. Takes a couple of swings. It's in front of you, chances are you can break it.
It's an ash peak drake.
Quick, your frost magic can cool a path.
Okay, I never went back to see if there was any unique dialogue for running back the other way. No, but there is more loot. So if you're not recording it, which was another issue with me because I was recording, there's so much loot around and it respawns every time you come back. And you have a backpack, so you have a finite amount. But I would just not have enough. Ice wall, I don't know, it creates ice in front of you. You can take damage and get not frozen, but you do take damage from your own ice, but you don't take damage from your own ice if there's a balance. So because this place is heated and on fire, I'm not going to take any damage from my ice. But when your screen turns like that and it's white, that means I can start taking damage from my ice because there's not enough balance there. It turns red, obviously that's fire.
Dawn's still working on the scry, but you need to keep moving. Lane, got anything from the map?
There should be a minor patrol path ahead that loops back to the watchtower. Oh, it runs close to the Vale, though.
It's our only option.
I'm on it.
As soon as I get through, the ice just turns off. If I would have waited, I wonder if there's unique dialogue. Okay. So yeah, I searched this whole place during the first playthrough. There's not really anything here. Now we're gonna learn that we can use frost magic.
Aurea, that Drake's acting like...
Let's just focus on getting her back safe.
I'll go back to unpacking the armory.
Our ice magic can freeze enemies, so that they can't move. I don't know what it's called. It's like a little fire beetle, little fire scarab. And you'll see ones that are shiny, like equipment stuff that's shiny, but you can also still get stuff from non-shiny. So, oh no. Okay, that's Tangle. He wasn't here before. All right. See, I'm taking damage from my ice. Oh.
Damn it, Casmin was right. That Drake is rotting. Erratic flight. Aggressive. It won't stop.
Skies, what do we do?
We get you back to the caravan fast.
Yeah, you can also break rocks to get rocks. You can break trees and limbs and all that stuff to get wood. Basic survival mechanics. You do have stamina. Swinging doesn't count towards your stamina unless you're, well, I'll get to that in a sec. Swinging normally doesn't count towards your stamina unless you're heavy swinging, or, again, I'll get to it. As you can see, it's so minor, you'll build it back up. So it does count. It's just a very small amount when you're swinging normally. Because the other issue I have is you run out of stamina quick. Be aware that these beetles do kind of explode, so they will be popping and flinging fire all over the place.
If I'm reading the map correctly, following this brook should lead to the path guards used to reach the watchtower prior to the surge.
Okay, gave me 3 potions. Probably means something, huh? Okay, and the sword acts like a normal sword, I guess. Normal sword. There's piercing damage, so if you stab, you can swing through another enemy. Try to fill your pack every time if you can. I haven't checked. So this is your basic backpack. You can hold 18 items at first. Actually, I'm assuming I can upgrade the backpack. I don't know for sure. Probably a side quest that does it. But every time you go on an expedition, you want to try to fill the backpack. I'm not going to do a lot of in the playthrough because that's boring to watch, but I will do it in this first mission because it's a short mission. Nope. I also didn't want to wait for that, so I just went through it.
That Drake is never far behind. Just keep going.
I mean, it's in front of me. You can tell by the giant splotch of fire in front of me.
That's the path.
You're doing great, Brynn. Final stretch.
All right.
That can't be an ark.
No one has seen one in almost 50 years, let alone outside the Veil.
The Archons never left the Enclave. Still, you need to get... You've got to hold it off. We'll work on an escape plan.
Okay, I don't really like using the bow, so I'm not going to use it. I will say, if you dodge at the right moment, it doesn't tell you this, but if you dodge perfectly at the right moment, you take no damage. It doesn't tell you that until later on. But one other thing it didn't tell me during this fight, you can climb the creatures! You don't discover this until later on. So. So I didn't know this when I first fought it.
So, what have you got?
She's too close to the Veil.
this isn't the strangest.
What the? Hang on, Brynn.
Everything okay back there?
Change of plans, everyone! Pack up!
You're...
What? We're coming to you, Brynn. Follow that arm. We need to go. Now. Up ahead! Please! Ah! Fine, keep moving!